You've heard Avishai Cohen play, and you've noticed something. He doesn't play normal bass lines. And if you want to stop sounding replaceable, you probably shouldn't either. Here's the same tune, same tempo, same section of All or Nothing at All. Version 1, Paint by Numbers. It's correct, it grooves, it's safe, but it's dynamically flat because everybody can predict the next 2 bars. Now version 2, Broken Time, done masterfully. Same pulse, same form, but suddenly the band sounds awake, like there's a conversation happening instead of a worksheet being filled out. It's master-level communication and honestly, a way to stop being the obedient bass note delivery guy and become a sound-shaping character in the band.
And this is something that the old farts are not gonna like.
So today I'll show you Broken Time in 3 steps, through 1 tune only, because Avishai's approach on that record is a perfect blueprint. Are you ready for this? I'm Sasha on bass. Let's go. Before we go into step 1, 3 quick promises. I'm going to give you a rule card that fixes the number 1 way Broken Time turns into insecurity. Later, I'll show you the exact line between Broken Time and Broken Band, so you can take risks without making the group tense. And at the end, I'll give you a simple challenge you can use even if your practice life is messy, so you actually own this, not just understand it. One more thing to keep in the back of your mind the whole time. How do you stop sounding replaceable without becoming confusing? That's the thread. Here's your first move. Copy this. Never betray the tonal center, even when you don't play the root. I call it dancing around the 1. Think about standard Latin comping default. Bossa, samba, that zone. A lot of us go into root on 1, fifth on 3, maybe octave on 4, and we just let it run. That's beautiful and useful. But it also creates classic pattern autopilot. Your hands already know what comes next, so your ears stop being fully awake. Here again is how that usually sounds. Now, Broken Time is different. You're not stapling root and fifth to the grid. Step 1 is rhythm displacement with tonal responsibility. Sometimes you hit the 1 dead on. Sometimes you arrive a little later. Sometimes you let it pass and you leave room for rhythmic ideas inspired by what the drummer and the soloists are doing right now. Now I'm going to be honest. There's no single do this exact rhythm rule, because if there was, we're back to paint by numbers again. So here's the real music rule. You can skip the root, but you cannot skip the gravity. Meaning, maybe you play the root on bar 1, maybe only every 2 bars. Maybe you don't play it at all for a moment. Fine, but even when you don't play it, the band and the listener still have to feel the tonal center because you outline it with chord tones, avoiding harmonic fog. And this is where a lot of players feel fear, because stepping away from constant roots feels like stepping off a curb at night. You don't know if there's ground. So here's the drill that makes the ground obvious. Step 1. Play all or nothing at all, but you're allowed only 2 roots per 2 bars. Everything else must be chord tones that pull the ear back to the chord. If the chord changes and you can't feel it, you failed the drill. Now let's listen to Avishai comping behind Kurt Rosenwinkel on All or Nothing at All with Jorge Rossi on drums from East Coast Love Affair. 1, 2, 3, 4. Melodic minor is a big part of the sound of the masters. It's that modern, otherworldly color you hear in players who just sound expansive. So I made a free download for you, Melodic Minor First Aid. It's an easy 6-page PDF that gives you core understanding plus a few simple memory tricks. So you get a quick win and can actually apply this today, not Sunday. Grab it right now here with the QR code. Listen for this. He leaves space, but the chord still feels obvious. And notice how his placements react to the drums. Sometimes he tightens, sometimes he releases. He's dancing around the one. Sometimes more space, sometimes less, because he's responding to small things the drums are doing. He's leaving room for the soloist to be the soloist. He's not trapped in root fifth anymore. That's your first checkpoint. You can get irregular, but you stay responsible. Broken time is this. You don't have to move non-stop in the same rhythm, but you have to stay present. Common mistake, people try broken time and suddenly the soloist looks over like,
dude, are you playing the form?
Because the bass stopped providing gravity. Fix, make the root feel like a signpost, not a handcuff. You can be sparse, but the tonal center must be feelable, always. And now, once gravity is handled, here comes the grown-up part. Now part 2, form clarity. This is the real bandstand responsibility. Make the form audible so everyone knows where we are. Because the moment you start implying time instead of stating it, the band needs landmarks. If you remove the obvious metronome, you must provide navigation. And here's the rule cut I promised. Step 2, never betray the harmonic rhythm. Step 1 was keep the tonal center feelable. Step 2 is make the movement of the tune unmistakable. In practice, that means your phrases must clearly outline where the chords are changing and where sections begin. A lot of times sax players told me,
Well, I mostly listen to your bass anyway.
so yes, you and I are responsible to keep the form clear. Every jazz standard form, when reduced to root notes only, sounds like a melody itself. Try it. If you only play root notes, it sounds like a song. So the goal is not play busy, the goal is be creative, interactive, but keep it recognizable. Now listen again to Avishai Cohen. All the time it's perfectly clear where we are within the form. Listen for this. Even when he gets sparse, you never lose where we are. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ain't that amazing? His lines are vivid, creative, alive, and still highly safe for the band. So yes, you can float, but you can't drift. Common mistake, the bass player gets addicted to freedom and stops marking sections. And then the piano player goes,
Man, could you play a little less? It's getting messy here.
and the truth is, sometimes they're right, don't be mean about it. Your job is to protect the band by making the form audible. Now, sometimes something else is also true. Either that time is shaky and they need the bass as a crutch, or their taste is conservative and they don't want the bass to change the roles.
And this is something that the old farts are not gonna like.
Either way, you still protect the band. That's the job. I think John Patitucci once said, bass players are the peacekeepers in the band. Quick micro history because this isn't new. Go listen to Bill Evans' trio with Scott LaFaro. LaFaro was one of the pioneers of this approach. When you walk past old buildings, you notice their structural design makes freedom possible. Form is the structure, broken time is the way you move across it. Now if you have the gravity and form, you're allowed to do the most musical part, interaction. Now part 3, interaction. Broken time is not a solo over the soloist. It's a way to play with the soloist and the drummer. Here's the responsibility checklist. Be adventurous without stepping on the soloist. If the soloist is speaking, you're not supposed to start a second speech. You're supposed to support the meaning of what they're saying. So you interact with 3 tools. Density, add or remove notes to match intensity. Register, stay out of the soloist's lane. Rhythm, answer, compliment, don't interrupt. And here's the danger line that separates good broken time from stress. If your broken time makes the soloist play safer, you failed. Because your job is to make them feel supported enough to take risks. That's the real test, not did I surprise them. Common mistake? Broken time becomes surprise attacks, random hits that feel clever to the bass player and stressful to everyone else. Fix? Make your surprises predictable in purpose, not predictable in patterns. Surprise them with taste, not with confusion. When Avishai Cohen does this, it doesn't feel like chaos. Notice how it supports and communicates with Rosenwinkel's soloing. Listen for this. Every gap still feels like groove, and every comment feels like it belongs to the solo. Together they sound otherworldly. It's freedom, but it's not careless. One of the most fascinating things about jazz improvisation is how, with real security in time, melody and harmony, musicians always feel and hear where the groove is, so they can create tension and lean far out without the whole structure collapsing. It's a bit like in contact improvisation and dancing, holding and being held at the same time. That's your target. Not breaking, not random, but intentional broken time. So here's the full reconstruction of Avishai Cohen's approach. Roots placed like signposts. Tonal center of gravity always feelable. Harmonic rhythm and form made audible. Make the harmonic rhythm so clear that the soloist feels safer, not riskier. That's the line between broken time and broken band. Interaction that protects the soloist and communicates with drummer and soloist. If you can do that, you stop relying on pattern autopilot only, and you start sounding like a musician with a point of view. Now, one last thing. If your bass line could be printed as a generic template under the word standard Latin pattern, it might be correct, but it's probably not enough you. Because the whole reason you're watching Avishai Cohen, Hadrian Farrar, John Patitucci is not to become correct. It's to feel alive in the music again. And I'm going to say this straight. It's not too late for you. You can still do it. But you have to stop relying on pattern autopilot only and start sounding like a musician with a point of view. If you like content like this, then join my Next Level Letter, my free weekly newsletter with brief micro lessons on jazz harmony, technique, practice hacks and mindset. It's for bass players who want to reach a professional level and for working pros who want to maintain and improve their abilities. Go right here. Most players want a green light rule, but broken time is driving in traffic. You slow down, you watch, you react, and you still get everyone home safely. And you can have a lot of fun with your fellow musician friends. Palm muting complements this broken time approach beautifully, but it's often done in a self-limiting way. Would you like to know how to do it properly? Then click the video right here. Thanks for watching, have a good one, and see you next time. Bye.